Hello everybody, I'm SJM. Welcome back to another episode of Desertopolis. We're speaking softly and carrying a big stick today. So let's jump into getting this thing a little bit more powered up for our upcoming wither fight, shall we? So in the last episode, as I alluded to, we'll be getting the upgraded system, well, the parts anyways, for the Pneumaticraft system. So we'll just pick this up. We'll pick this up for now. Can't hurt. And so let's just take a look at some of the things that we need. This is always the thing that I look least forward to when doing Pneumaticraft, is these PCBs. So to get the advanced pressure tubes, we do need to do it in this assembly thing. So we need the assembly controller, a platform, an I/O import, an I/O export, and a laser. And then if you want to do this slightly cheaper recipe, you need to get a drill. So it's up to you on whether you do that. The only difference is when you buy from the Amazon, if you're going to do this recipe with the pressure chamber valves, then you're going to be purchasing the laser program. Or if you're going to be doing this one with the blocks of compressed iron, then you need to buy the drill and laser program. So it's just 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So first things first, let's go over the Amazon and buying these programs, because the Amazon has a bit more other things going on with it. So we make the Amazon tablet like so. There's a GPS tool. It's just a glass pane, a diamond, some plastic, and a redstone torch. Where'd you disappear to there, Mr. Amazon? Then one of these air canisters. These we'll see in a couple of places in Pneumaticraft, but not too hard to make at all there. And then just 7 plastic sheets around that. So you will need to make a good amount of plastic, so just make sure that you've got a good bit of LPG produced, so that you can do that in the thermopneumatic processing plant here. I kind of tried doing this, but unfortunately the flopper won't place plastic into the world. You do have to do it all manually. I've still even got a little bit of LPG left over in there. The way the Amazon tablet works, if you right click it in the air, it'll open up an interface, and this is kind of the shop that you can purchase things from. In this pack here, we've got the dollary dues. Usually this will be other items that you would use. Sometimes depends on if the pack has a currency system in it or not. It might have that in there. Might just cost you redstone or diamonds or emeralds, whatever. I don't know what the default is, to be honest with you, but that's it there. So there's the drill and laser, would cost you 14 relic scraps to buy. If you wanted to buy just the drill, there's 7. We could sell kerosene, so I could sell kerosene for a relic scrap. We could sell LPG for relic scraps. We could buy crude oil if you wanted. You can sell crude oil if you want. This is the laser program here. This is another thing that you do have to buy, is this PCB blueprint, because that's used in making the light box. We'll go over that there in a minute. And then that's it for the Amazon. These trades don't change, but on a daily basis, these villagers trades will change. And there's gets to be some pretty neat stuff in there sometimes. Like today, there happens to be an elytra in there. It would cost 64 relic scraps to buy an elytra. So if I wanted that, it would just cost me a stack of relic scraps. Nothing too fancy about that, but some other stuff can show up there that's interesting, right? You could sell books if we were producing them. Could sell horse armors. We could get warp nylium. Today I've got a flame enchanted book. The enchanted books seem to rotate pretty frequently. Rabbit's feet. I did buy my sugarcane there, so I don't have to do a villager to trade for sugarcane. So I just got it from the Amadron tablet here, so that's going there, and I'm just reproducing it. Enchanted cactus armor, if you're so inclined to buy some of that. You can get some of the other vegetables like tomatoes and cabbage, and what else did we see in there? Beetroots in there. I've seen a few different vegetables in there. And what else have I bought? I bought some netherwort, I bought some endstone, and I bought a dragon head. Those are the things that I've bought so far. I put 4 stacks of relic scraps in here to start, and I've used up pretty much 2 of them so far, just buying odds and ends. The way this works is you'll just shift right click on a container, and that will set it as the, see, this has got the orange box in it there, so that's the orange box for items. If I wanted to do the same for liquids, then I could do so on there, and then that would be my liquid container. So if I wanted to go in here, now I could buy crude oil if I want. This was red before because I didn't have an inventory assigned for it, but now if I wanted to, I could click on here and add some to my order. Just note that your cursor always starts in the search bar, so you kind of got to left click off of it before you can actually start right clicking to add items to the inventory. So right there, I'd be ordering 3 buckets of crude oil if I wanted to. You can lower it with left click or increase it with right click. Shift and right click, you can increase by, I don't know, doubling, I guess. But yeah, that's how you use that there. Once you've got what you want picked out to buy, then you just click this place order button. And we may as well do this. I don't know, let's buy 8 raw salmon. So I've selected 1 trade. I'll buy 8 raw salmon for 2 relic scraps, place the order, and we'll see here a little drone will come down. Come in there, grab the money out of the chest, take it back to home base, and then bring me back the goods that I ordered. Just like that there, our salmon is in there. So that's how that works there. So I did that. I bought up the laser program, and I bought up the blue PCBs so that I could make this light box. The light box is used in the making of the unassembled PCBs, and we also need this etching tank as well. And in the etching tank, we need this etching acid. So the etching tank isn't anything too special at this point here. The etching acid bucket isn't super special, but it is a pressure chamber recipe, so you'll need a bucket of the molten plastic. So don't solidify all of your plastic when you're making it. Save 1 bucket for doing this recipe here. 2 gunpowder, 2 rotten flesh, and 2 spider eyes. So you will have to have killed some spiders along the way, because I don't think I've ever seen spider eyes in any treasure chest loot so far. We just put those in the pressure chamber, just 1 bar of pressure needed, and you get an etching acid bucket. To work towards the unassembled PCBs, we need these empty PCBs. The empty PCBs are made in the pressure chamber. 2 redstone torches, 3 gold nuggets, or 3 copper nuggets. The choice is yours on what you want to use there, and 1 plastic sheet, and that gets you a recipe of 3 empty PCBs. This does take 1.5 bars of pressure, but nothing special there. Just looking at the recipes for the items that we needed, the assembly controller needed 3 finished PCBs, plus some other easy stuff. The assembly laser has 1 finished PCBs and 3 of these pneumatic cylinders. These are actually not hard at all. The cannon barrel, again, just more of these reinforced brick walls. So far we're up to 4 PCBs, 5 with the import, and then with the drill is 6, and the assembly platform needs another 1, so that's 7 total finished PCBs. So I actually had to do 3 recipes of this empty PCB in the pressure chamber to get there. So I got 2 left over from there. Let's go and grab those. So with the 2 empty PCBs, this is where we're going to be putting it into our light box. And this is the big pain in the butt. So the light box can only take 1 of these things at a time. And as you can see, the etch success chance starts going up. You don't have to, leave this in there the whole time, but the lower the etching chance, then the more failure chance you'll get when you do end up putting it into the etching tank to get the unfinished PCB. Now this is, the higher the etch chance success goes, the longer it takes. So it takes about the same amount of time to go from like 0% to like 85, maybe even 90%, and then it double the amount of time that it takes to get from that 85, 90% to 100%. Thankfully, I've got the time in the bottle. We can make this go relatively quickly. So normally making those 7 PCBs takes hours to get that all done. But as long as I've got the time in the bottle, this process goes pretty quickly and we can get those done quite fast. Not too bad at all. So then you have these etching success chances at 100%. We're going to take it over to our etching tank. Nothing special needed in the etching tank except the liquid. If you want this process to go faster, then you can add heat to it. But if you add heat to this process to make it faster, see the etching process is going up there slowly but surely, you will use up some of your etching liquid. So just note that there. Once again, because we've got time in a bottle, there's almost no reason at all to up or increase the heat and waste your etching acid, because the recipe is a little bit painful to make. Just speed it up with the time in the bottle, and that's easy breezy. You can put up to, what's that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 of these empty PCBs in there at a time to get to these unassembled PCBs. Right? Those come out of there. If you don't have the empty PCB at 100% etch chance and you put it in there and it fails, then you get this failed PCB. What you can do with this is put it in a furnace to cook it back up again, and then you'll have to put it back in the light box again after that and restart the whole process from there. All right, on to the unassembled PCBs. Once we have these machines, we can skip the etching tank process. Well, actually the UV and the etching, because this has got the, this one doesn't have any etch success chance, but we can just use the machines to finish it. But to get these machines, we need these, so we do have to do this process first and foremost. Once we have these unassembled PCBs, then we have to add capacitors and resistors around it, or transistors around it. So for the 7, we needed 14 transistors and 14 capacitors. These guys are painful to make again in the pressure chamber. Nuggets, redstone, plastic for those ones. The capacitors, nuggets, slime, and plastic to make those ones there. So once you've got all those together, then you're going to have these finished PCBs, which is what we use to make the assembly platform, the I/O units, the laser, so on and so forth. So these pneumatic cylinders aren't too hard at all, just some plastic, compressed iron, and another cannon barrel, which is, we've already seen there, just those walls in there. So once we've done all that, we'll get all of these bits and bobs and pieces, which I've got stored in my chest over here. So I'm going to need to get some pressure, so we'll just tap into this line here, and then we have to put the controller down to receive the pressure there. So then that is there, and that's on a standby, and then to set this guy up from there, we're going to put the assembly platform. This goes in the middle. And then we've got our pieces that go around the outside. You don't have to set that up exactly right there. It should work over here, because if you're doing the drill and laser, I think the drill and the laser need to be on the cardinal directions. But as long as the controller is touching the machines generally, it shouldn't be too bad. So the import there, the laser we'll put there, the I/O we'll put there. And then we need a chest to receive the items and to put the finished items in as well. So I'll just put one chest here, should work. For doing both the input and the output. Just note that if there are recipes in your pack, I don't know about this one specifically, but some other ones have, where you do this process once, it'd put it in there and then it'd pull it back out to do another recipe. So just note that. You might want to use a 2-chest setup and have this importer and the exporter on opposite sides so they don't get confused and you end up with the items that you wanted and not doing multiple processes. In the controller, we do have to put our program in there for everything to work. And now we just have to do the recipe. So the recipe is on the assembler, 20 pressure chamber valves. Goes through this process, will end up giving us 8 advanced pressure tubes. So I've got 20 pressure chamber valves. Put that in there, and then this guy will slowly start pulling it out and making them. We can speed that up a little bit with some speed upgrades. That will do its thing there. And all finished, puts it into the output, and then now we've got our advanced pressure tubes. So I need to get one of these advanced liquid compressors. So I'm just going to tear out one of these back here, and I'm going to set it up somewhere else. Maybe even right here. I don't need any of this anymore. I'll leave that one there for now. I'm just going to set it up over here just quickly and just quick and dirty for now so that we can get this fight underway. Oh, and while I'm getting all this set up over here, I did figure out what I was doing wrong with the AE2 system over here. So the device that we needed to hook up to the drawer wasn't the export bus, it's the ME storage bus. And did I bookmark that guy? Yes. So this is made with a couple of, one sticky piston, one regular piston, and an ME interface, which is just an annihilation of formation, some iron, and some glass. Wasn't too hard there. I just had to test a couple of different things there. We just saw in our dialog box, our Amadron just sent us a message saying new daily offers are now available. So as I said before, each day the villager trades will change. So all of these ones stay the same, like the LPG, the kerosene, blah, blah, blah. But the villagers trades all change. So now I can sell 2 gas tiers for 6 relic scraps. I could buy some more end stone if I wanted. I could sell some paper. I could get some copper boots with some enchantments on it. I could get some item frames. There's the netherwort trade there. Another enchanted cactus armor. And so on and so forth. Just put that down there. Let's grab the speed upgrades from there. And speed this guy up so that we can get some pressure a little bit more quickly. Oh, and we don't even need a security upgrade in this guy, because if we... Oh, uses... So the advanced liquid air compressor, the second paragraph there, unlike you might expect from this mod, this machine won't explode when the temperature gets too high. Oh, that says temperature, not pressure. I'm going to play it safe, and I'm just going to put this in. Oh, that's because I haven't done the... Totally forgot about doing the craft for... this guy. We need our... refined storage system. There it is. Wait. I have a liquid compressor, don't I? Oh, it's got crude oil in it. Okay, looks like I have to empty this guy out, so we'll pause this and be back in a minute. Alright. Goes pretty fast with the speed upgrades in there, so... There we go. Now we can see this goes up to 20 bars of pressure there. And 9 speed upgrades. We're still even with a vibrant alloy on the speed up there. We're gaining oil overall. So we need to cool this machine down to under 50 degrees to keep the efficiency better. We could do that with a vortex tube. Let's take a look at doing that. Just for efficiency's sake. I ran out of regular tubes. Interesting. The vortex tube, we can see it's got a red side and a blue side. So we want to aim the blue side at the machine. So this should just go down this way. And it does need some pressure. That should bring the temperature down slowly but surely. And this is similar. We could use this vortex tube for heating up machines like the thermo-pneumatic processing plant or other machines that would like to have heat. You just make sure that the heat side's touching there. I think this isn't working optimally because it would want to vent some of that heat that's building up on this side. And I forget what they're called. Are they called vents? Nope. Pressure's building up there. So yeah, while that pressure builds up, let's talk about, I made just these upgrades. So I made 12 volume upgrades and just 1 entity tracker upgrade. The way I'm going to do this fight, I shouldn't need the entity tracker zooming function too much, but we'll take it from there. And yeah, I think I misspoke earlier. This builds up to 100 and then uses all of the oil. So I do have a few more speed upgrades than I actually need. Just want to watch this and see at what point it actually uses the oil to produce the pressure. Our temperature is hovering at about the same right now, at 81 degrees or so. So I see this go all the way back down to 10 every once in a while, right? Maybe it's a full bucket's worth. just keeping my eye on it there and seeing if I can't spot the icon that I'm looking for. Because we can dissipate the heat from this hot side. Thermal lagging. So thermal lagging is this, you can use this on the sides of your machines, like the refinery there, to keep the heat in. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm here for now. See, that went back down. So I think, yeah, it goes all the way up to a full bucket's worth before it actually uses it. I seem to be using as much pressure as I'm gaining there, so I'm going to put this on a pause and then I'll come back if I find what I'm looking for there. Alright, we're starting to get the pressure up there, but the problem I was running into next was that I definitely wasn't generating enough oil with this one setup there. That's why the pressure wouldn't go up above 5. The item that we wanted on the outside there is called a heat sink. And probably could use more than one because this guy's getting pretty hot now that we're running this machine more constantly. So see this, I had it all the way down to 50 and now it's gone all the way back up again. But we're getting more and more pressure into our minigun. We're up to 8.6. So let's throw those upgrades in there. And now we've got put all those volume upgrades in there, and now it's going to take a whole bunch of more air pressure to get it up to speed, but we'll have tons and tons of uptime on the minigun without having to come back and recharge it. So that's good news there. And I'm out of oil again because I stopped running back and forth from this setup there. In order, I guess, could also show this other thing. There's one other thing we could add to the equation here to help with that. So I made a few more heat sinks there. I needed one more block of those. And if I get a heat pipe, this can help dissipate the heat from inside there as well. I'm just missing a piece of wool. That gets me the 6 thermal laggings. This will make a heat pipe. If I put that there, and then that on there, I can get multiple heat sinks onto there to help dissipate the heat a little bit better. So look at that, it's all the way down to minus 55. So no problems with the heat anymore on there because we've got that heat pipe taking, like, the heat has somewhere to go there now, so don't touch those, they're very hot. There, that's slowly gaining pressure now. I'm just going to put this safety thing in there, and then, yeah, we'll come back when I've got more pressure in my minigun and we're off to fight the wither here. Go over one other kind of neat thing we can do with heat pipes here. And you could set up a bunch of these if you want, but you can use these to power your vanilla furnaces. No, that's not working. How about for just a regular one? Maybe they've completely disabled this now. In the past, we used to be able to do... Oh no, I made 47. Yeah, in the past, we used to be able to... that's all my I used to be able to put a furnace on top of the heat pipe on top of a campfire, and then that would fuel your furnaces. Obviously, can't do that anymore, or maybe this just needs to get up to temperature before it works. Yeah, it does. So that does work. It just needed to get that heat pipe up to obviously 100 degrees Celsius or more. The only thing, this isn't infinite fuel, because the heat pipes will put out your campfire every so often, so you'd need to have a flint and steel to come back and relight this every so often. I'm not sure on the timing, if it's a number of operations. I'm not 100% sure on the exact logistics of it there. I'll put my Amadron tablet in here. Tablet, that can go there, that can go there. I think other than that, we're all ready to go here. Got a decent amount of pressure in that guy. Grab a bucket of water for giggles. And I've got the area for the wither fight all set up. And I wanted to see if my harebrained idea is going to work. So I'm going to move my armor-piercing ammo just to start. We'll go to the area that I've got set up for him. So I moved a fair distance away from my base, just so that if he does escape my little prison that I've built here, and I've claimed this area so that his explosions should not grief my base. And the one thing I totally forgot to grab was the soul sand and the skulls. So yeah, I hope this works. If not, it might be a little bit hairy of a fight, but I'm here to do it all live anyways with y'all. But because I claimed this area, oh, he did get away. Didn't think he'd get out of there, but obviously I was wrong about that. And no time even to think about resetting it. Oof. Oof. Well, when I run out of the armor-piercing ammo, it should switch automatically to the... it did switch automatically. So that was a lot hairier than I thought. I didn't think he'd be able to get out of there with the claimed chunks. Should have prevented him from griefing. Oh, you know what? If I had built this one taller, maybe that would have worked. Because, see, he didn't break any of the blocks. He just kind of teleported outside of it. That's interesting. I'm going to do that fight one more time off camera and see if maybe adding this around here will stop him from escaping, but that's the wither fight done, I guess. Not as smooth as I wanted it to be, but it's not an SJM video if we don't do something harebrained and silly and stupid, but it was good. It was a good test. I'm glad that that he wasn't able to, like, I was able to keep him contained, or even though I wasn't able to keep him contained, the protection thing of the claim actually did what I wanted it to. I am here now, and then yeah, I totally forgot about the other thing I wanted to test when I was way back out there. I wanted to see if we could find a different Badlands with this map. Remember, we got these 3 maps. This one says it's in this direction. All right. As I keep going this way, I'm beginning to realize that that is just exactly no! The infernals! Stop pulling me towards you! Yeah, that is just the first one that I found, so either I didn't go far enough away or they're just locked when you get them as the reward to the closest to you. I don't think that they're locked. I think I just need to go further away to an area where the closest one isn't this Badlands that's just over there. All right, that's enough for this episode. I've rambled on enough again. Died enough from the silly wither. Like I said, I'm going to do that fight again here with that extra setup and see how it goes. All right, I appreciate you all for checking out the episode, and yeah, we will see you in the next one.